Aquarius workshop. Get to know your rhythm of life. I start with a quote from Pathwork Lecture 130 with the title Abundance versus Acceptance. And the quote is as follows. When man learns the rhythm of his life, when he no longer stands against, rushes into, forces ahead, thereby disturbing the natural rhythm, he will become part of the great cosmic powers with which he can play and build, and thus he becomes truly master of the universe. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 130. In this dimension we are subject to certain rhythms. Time flows with a certain rhythm as we can observe from the seasons, day and night, and the changing position of the Earth in relation to the planets. The entire universe is subject to the rhythm of expansion, contraction, and rest. Contraction is as necessary as expansion. It is part of the rhythmic beating movement that pervades all life. Without it, no creation can exist. Being in harmony with our own inner rhythm of life means going with the flow of life, accepting where we are now and what life is for us at this moment. We need to develop a kind of sensitivity so that we can perceive the organic rhythm of life when we need to focus on the inner deformities of the lower self, on the tricks of the masks itself, and when we need to focus on the higher self. We must realize that the development of one characteristic has a different rhythm and time course than the development of another characteristic. By openly and uninhibitedly re-examining ancient truths, we will flow with the beautiful rhythm of our own inner journey in harmony with the greater and wider cycles that permeate the universe. When we allow all inner movements to occur according to their own spontaneous rhythm, love can blossom. Then every healthy activity becomes relaxed and effortless and has a peaceful rhythm. In this workshop you will explore, with a loving curiosity, 3 fundamental themes of the Pathwork Lectures regarding the rhythm of life. The first theme. Listen to the life rhythm of your soul movements. Soul movements are energy flows of positive or negative feelings, thoughts, and attitudes. Negative soul movements will either stagnate or move over stress as a result of misconceptions. These disharmonious soul movements block the flow of life. True concepts create positive feelings and harmonious, rhythmic, organic soul movements through which the life force can flow unhindered. We can get to know our rhythm of life by searching within ourselves and listening to our deepest soul movements. The next quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 154. The soul movements with their innate, inbuilt rhythm and lawfulness determine your entire life. They determine your state of being, your state of consciousness, your freedom or enslavement to your images and misconceptions. They determine the depth and scope and nature of your experiences in life, the degree of aliveness and pleasure, your body structure, and your fulfillment and abundance on all levels of being. The soul movements are the heartbeat of the spirit. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 154. The second theme. Attune to the rhythm of the active and passive forces. At this dualistic level on Earth, we lead an unconscious, arrhythmic existence. We distort the unity of the active and passive forces with the primary duality of hyperactivity and apathy. To be attuned to the cosmic rhythm within ourselves, inner silence is especially necessary. Then there is room for a harmonious movement of inner activity and delightful rhythmic movement with an inner peace and receptive motionlessness. This pulsating rhythmic movement of tension and relaxation is the fertile ground for life, growth, peace, and pleasure. The next quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 163. The pulsating rhythm of tension and relaxation is an expression of the proper assimilation of the two forces, the male and the female, the active and the passive, the initiating and the receptive forces. Every life manifestation is an expression of this rhythm, manifest this principle. The more harmonious the life manifestation, the more properly assimilated is the constant fluctuation of initiating and receptivity, opening and closing, opening and closing. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 163. The last and third theme. Feel your personal rhythm pattern. We are insensitive to our unique rhythm pattern. We can ask the Christ within us for help in feeling our rhythm. We can visualize what it is like to live a day in rhythm instead of our arrhythmic existence. Rebelliousness, anger and mistrust, when the connection between a painful event and the inner cause is not found, are destructive reactions to the rhythm pattern. A constructive response by seeing the painful event as a learning process helps the rhythm to follow its harmonious course, through which new connections will become visible, so that all sadness disappears and the suffering turns out to be a blessing afterwards. The last quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 258. Sense your rhythm in all things. Feel your daily life in accordance with your personal universal rhythm pattern. It exists as definitely as you carry your life pattern within your soul substance. If you work, rest, play, live, move, and have your being in harmony with your unique rhythm pattern, you will live a much more fruitful, creative, joyful, and peaceful life. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 258. I wish you peace and all the best. Thank you.